His sister's going to first speak for the mother who's here in the tent.
America, unapologetically, I am here to tell you in front of the world that you got the right one. God has been prepared me. America, your reality is not real. Catering to your delusions is no longer an option. We will not pretend. We will not be your docile slave. We will not be a footstool to oppression. Most of all, we will not dress up this genocide and boo and call it police brutality. We will only pledge allegiance to the truth. Black America, I hold you accountable. You must stand, you must fight, but not with violence and chaos. With self-love. Learn to love yourself, Black people. Unify. Group economics. Black women, you are your brother's keeper. I know it's heavy, but forgive him and heal. His manhood was taken from him a long time ago. Build him up. Black children, read, learn, grow, and live, and question everything. Black men, stand up. Stand up, Black men. Educate yourself and protect the Black family unit. Period.
So I was tagged in this audio from one of my subscribers, and shout out to Great Black Shark because he was the one that tagged me in it. And for who you just heard, that was Jacob Blake's sister. I think her name is Letitra Wildman. I believe that is her name because I never knew her name before until I looked it up. And this was when they were at the Capitol in D.C. for the anniversary of the March on Washington with Martin Luther King. And around her is her dad, but I really cropped them out because I wanted to be more focused on her. So her dad is behind her, and it's another woman. I'm guessing maybe that's another relative. And then of course Al Sharpton is standing to, well, it would be her right, but in the picture it's her left. And she has some words, but the part that got Great Black Shark, who was the one who tagged me, was the part where she said, Black people, or to the Black community, I hold you accountable. I was saying to myself, I was with her initially early on up until she said that part right here. It wasn't Black people that shot her brother 7 times in the back. Last I checked. It wasn't our fault that what happened to her brother is what happened. That fault comes on to the terrorist that did what he did to him. One thing I get tired of is the constant preaching to that we as a collective of Black people not only get from outsiders, but also those from within. Because what ends up happening is people will hear something like that and they will take it and they will run with it. I've already started to see it in the comment section because it was posted on ABC News Twitter page, which is where y'all heard the audio from. And ironically, the caption says, or the tweet says, Jacob Blake's sister, Black America, I hold you accountable. You must stand, you must fight, but not with violence and chaos, but with self-love. I'm trying to figure out how much self-love is there in the world that'll actually stop quote unquote white supremacy. You know what's so funny? Had this happened, I bet you, I'm willing to bet that the 2 white men that were killed by Kyle Rittenhouse would not get out there and say what she said and tell white people to not fight with violence and chaos, but to fight with self-love and peace. Only us. Only we as Black people will have to fight with peace and nonviolence. I don't get it. And it's crazy because a couple days ago, she had this fiery spirit in her where she says that she wants the pigs that shot her brother to be held accountable and to not be on that forgiveness tip, which is what her mother was on. But hearing this, she's almost borderline there. She just didn't come right out right and say, I forgive you, or I apologize, or anything like that. But it subliminally, in a way, crept out of her when she made that statement right there. I really do not appreciate being preached to. And for some reason, everybody likes to have a sermon for the black community as a whole. Every single time something like this happens. Every single time. See, they lucky they don't have someone like me up at the podium. Because I'll tell them exactly what they can go do. They would probably cut my mic. Everybody would be like, oh my God, we need to get him up out of here. He's going to get something started. See, she's almost teeter-tottering on the safe Negro, what's that thing called? The plank. She's walking on that plank of being the safe one. It's like she's there, but she's not all the way there like her mother is. So it's like, what's the point? Talking about you must stand, you must fight, but not with violence and chaos, but with self-love. And we must unify and all of that good things right there. But see, no one wants to talk about the root problem as to why we are in the condition we are in today, or why we are in the predicaments that we are in right now. Nobody wants to talk or touch on that because many of them are scared. We talk about it all the time on my channel. You hear it all the time on other people's channels, why it is the way that it is, but people are scared to actually really officially call it out because they are scared of massa, both Mr. Charlie and Miss Ann. Because I don't see how violence and I'm sorry, with self-love and all of the pieces that hasn't been working. And last I checked, the two protesters that were shot, or all three of them were Caucasian, shot by another Caucasian. But see, when they throw that label BLM around, they're automatically going to attach it to us because of the word black in there. And then I'm already reading through some of the comments, and you can just imagine what the people are already saying and stuff like that. But they only agreeing with her because it lines up with, see, that thing. The reason why they need the safe Negro out there is because that's who they feel comfortable and safe around. If you put someone out there who was a rebel that said what really needed to be said, then they would run for the hills. And maybe that's what needs to happen, because they just need to get the what up out of our face for real. And what she said is not it. She just gave something completely safe. And it's crazy because she went from one extreme to being completely toned down. Did she get a look at the check that was about to be offered her? And that made her change her stance? And I noticed another thing when she was addressing. Now, I will give her this. She did address black women and black children, in a certain tone. But something I noticed when she got to talking about black men, her tone escalated. It wasn't the soft speaking tone she did for black women and black children. But when she got the black men, she was like, black men, stand up and take care of your community. It was like, wow. So it almost makes it sound like, to me, because I'm a good reader of tone and body language, that you have a vitriol towards black men. Like, listen to it again. Like, listen to how she addressed black women and black children in a tone that I'm talking to you right now. But when she got the black men, her voice went from like a 3 to a 10. See, and that's the other thing that gets me too. If you're going to come at us in one tone, you got to come at us in all tones. Because if we're supposed to be a unit, or we're supposed to be unified, we're supposed to all get that tongue lashing the same exact way. Not just, it shouldn't just be a one-way street with that. But it is what it is at the end of the day. They gonna feel the way that they feel, and all I can do is present you this information. It's like, I'm almost getting onto the line where Lisa is, because she was very upset with how his mother, Jacob Blake's mother, was acting with the whole forgiveness thing. And you could tell in her tone that she was very upset about that because, you know, we actually care. And she said that that would be her first and only time talking about the Jacob Blake thing. And she means just that because she's only made that one video talking about him since the mother had did that display that she did with the whole forgiveness thing. The guy just got shot. And already within a day, she's already talking about forgiving them and everything like that. I said, all they got to do is dangle that carrot in front of them. And that's it. That's why they do not like it when they put the women out there in front like that, because they already know what's to come. Not saying that the men don't do it either, but they know they can get them with the women because they know they're emotional based and they can play on those emotions, and they work, and it works like a charm, unfortunately, every single time.